course, whenever something like that comes up, somebody says, well, they get Mr. Gates interested, or maybe. That was known as the gate to the city. That's the headquarters building there, and then the city hall at the time, and the half moon yard, named because of its shape of a half moon. But the flyer dock and the passenger boat dock was down at the end of this roadway here. And people would come from Seattle on the boat and then go up to town, and that was the gateway there. And that's how it looks now. Oh, another long-time NP landmark was along what's now Schuster Parkway, just below Stadium High School on the Baker Dock. They had this large North Coast Limited sign advertising their premier train, and it was an ideal location for a sign like that because, whoops, did it again. Okay, there we are. There's Stadium Bowl, Stadium High School, and there is that sign. So you remember how, like 4th of July, you go down there to watch the fireworks in the bowl, and then there were all kinds of football games and presidential speeches and whatnot. So anyway, people sitting there would look right down on that NP sign, so that was a great place for it. And it shows there when the Lexington came in, the supply power for the city and the water shortage, 1929 was that? Well, I just threw this in because of the Albers Mill being in the news. This is back when the Northern Center Coast Park there had a pretty big sign on top of the building. Well, now comes trains. Up above there it says 4 to Portland each day, and that's just on the Northern Pacific. The UP had 4 and the Great Northern had 4, so there were 12 trains a day each way to Portland in 1914. And then 3 a day to Aberdeen and Hoquiam. And the Aberdeen and Hoquiam trains came through South Dakota, Lakewood, down to the Swally. And you could go to the Puyallup Fair on the NP trains, and the United States military tournament in Tacoma at Stadium Bowl, Stadium, excursion fairs by the NP. So this was back before everybody had automobiles, go by train. And this is the first train through the Nelson Bennett Tunnel. That shows you that program for the celebration. This was a train that had the civic dignitaries. And engineer.
How tall is that with the smokestack? Haven't you got that under a tunnel?
Well, those engines weren't real big.
Oh,
No.
you guys look awful small.
That was kind of the standard type passenger engine back in those days, a 460, especially the Franklin. So that engineer, Glenn Porter, was still working when I started out. He was the engineer on the Seattle to Hoquiam train. Now I mentioned the string breaking. This was a train that did it. It's number 408, the ancestor of the Coast Starlight, going across the McCarver Street crossing. Quite a thrilling sight to see a big steam engine like that. And this is the same train after the steam engines were gone. Put on. That's where Schuster Parkway is now, and that's the old Sperry Mill. And the mill over there and conveyors over to the dock that carry the flour across the board on ships. And this is going at the same train, 408, noon passenger Portland, going through that Ruston Tunnel under the smelter. And that's today's Coast Starlight, the descendant of that other train, no sneller, all gone. And this is the Grace Harbor passenger train 422 that, like I say, came up the Prairie line to Lakeview and then down to Squally and then a little ways farther down to St. Clair, made a right turn there through Olympia, Elma, Aberdeen, to Lakewood. In fact, way back there was one of the trains every day went through the Lakewood. And this is the drawbridge line. The drawbridge is farther back there. This is the approach to it. After merger, a big tall Boeing wing car went under it and clobbered it. They were supposed to cut it out in the Dakota Yard, and they overlooked it. And then Burlington Northern decided they didn't need this line anymore, so that's all gone. That's the railway post office car, the baggage car, and one coach accommodating the people. They had different equipment from time to time on the Hopewind train. This, for a while, had a doodle bug, galloping goose, they called it. Gas electric, self-propelled coach, and the baggage compartment, and place for passengers back there, which there weren't very many. That's the South Tacoma shop office building behind it. Stopped there at South Tacoma. And for a while they had a diesel engine on it, a Baldwin diesel, that had been borrowed from the Spokane Lewiston run just to try it out over here. Same kind of consist, RPO car, railway post office, baggage car, and coach. That's the South Tacoma shops behind it there. And this is the last run of the train to Hopewind, 1955. And that's why it's got all those extra coaches on there. A lot of people wanted to ride the last run, so they put the extra cars on. South Tacoma people. Now, that was a convenient detour route going up the hill through South Tacoma if there was track blockage between Tacoma and the Squally, which happened every now and then. There'd be either a wreck or when they're doing a lot of house building down near the Narrows Bridge, there were landslides and come down on the track. So they routed these great big passenger engines in Portland and new passenger train. And up the South Tacoma Hill was just like a mountain grade. So they had to have a helper engine to shove them up to the top. Getting up towards M Street. And that's the engine of that train just at the top. This is the drawbridge, which is gone now. I've got just a few more on what other choice where it didn't go. Probably a lot, yeah. It's a good place to work. Glad you said that, or I might never have done this. This is a picture taken at Stoughton. There used to be lots of special trains. Whenever there was big conventions, they'd go by train, like the Elks and the various civic groups would charter a train to go to their conventions. This happens to be a Seattle Times newspaper boy special. Getting so many new subscribers, they got a free trip to Portland on this special train. That's coming through Stoughton. And troop trains, of course, World War II, they had 1 8-hour period early in World War II, and they moved the 41st Division to San Francisco. They had a train every 20 minutes out of Fort Lewis. This is one going up the hill across A Street. And And that's the drawbridge again with the freight train that lasted the longest coming out here called the Mold-Based Local. It served Mount Rainier Ordnance and McCord Field, went down to Yelm, Roy, Wilcox Farms is a big customer. And that's it on the approach to the drawbridge. These are, because of my frantic efforts to get ready for this, they aren't very well organized. This has been in the news in the last week or so because of closing off Pacific Avenue to the railroad or to accommodate the light rail.
What is the age of that?
Okay, there's the streetcar tracks crossing the Northern Pacific there. Well, when they're building the light rail downtown, there was a big fuss with Burlington Northern about safety, having the signal protection for the light rail crossing the Burlington Northern. So what they finally did, they decided to discontinue the Burlington Northern and let the light rail have it. Of course, they got a little Burlington Northern and Santa Fe got a compensation for it. And so there is no track across there anymore, so they can't have that detour route, which they haven't used for a long time anyway. So that Mold-Based Local that I showed you will now go to Nisqually and come back to South Tacoma from the other end.
How old is that picture?
That's about 1928 when it was $3.50 round trip to Portland. And how they protected it then, they had a shack there with a watchman. And when a streetcar was coming, he'd look up and down the track, and if there was no train coming, he'd wave the streetcar to come on. If there was a train coming, he'd flag the streetcar to stop. So that was the protection they had then. Oh, and of course, there's a new art museum will be in there. And this is a troop train going across Pacific Avenue with the Savoy Hotel and Fox Hotel. And that little switching tower that I showed you where I worked my first job as an operator is right there. That's where we line the switches, either up the hill or down into the depot. And they had helper engines back in the steam engine days to go up this mountain grade. They'd push the train to the top and then back down by themselves to get the next train. And they had double track because of all this traffic with helper engines going down. They wanted the uphill trains to have one track and the downhill trains to have another track. 1973, there was this big washout. And so they never did put the second track back. They just let the single track here. Stillicum had seemed like it was kind of a hoodoo or jinx area for a little while in the early 50s. They had a number of just monumental cataclysmic wrecks right near Stillicum. This is one where a Great Northern freight train ran into the rear end of the Northern